What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fine, Eric Sheets-Haber talking about this 10-game MLB baseball slate, of which I'm going to be heading out shortly to one of those games. And it's I'm not playing that many lineups, and it's a logical team to stack anyway. So I am going to be heavily invested in the Dodgers and Angels tonight. Sheets, how's your day? What are your thoughts? Anything changed from the beginning of the day to the current for you?
Yeah, this is going to be as do as I say, not as I do. Kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I'm going to be throwing out both Rodon and Sale from that game. I just it's like boiling out here, and two good hitting teams. I'm just not interested. So I'm going to end up with and I'm bumping up Eovaldi. So it's going to be Cease, Eovaldi, Hertz, and Kirby. Going to be my top pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as the hitting goes, looks like on DraftKings, Boston, Washington, Seattle, and Toronto would be my top stacks over there. But again, like Rodon and Sale do look like, good plays. I mean, I'm just saying, but
yeah,
I'm
no, I mean I personally, I mean, I'm only playing a few lineups, but I didn't get to. I'm with you. Like I did not get to either Rodon or Sale in any of my lineups personally. I am playing on FanDuel exclusively Dylan Cease, and on DraftKings I have Kirby and Paddock and Cease as my thing. I wasn't going to go Kirby. I ended up going with Kirby at the end of the day. So I tend to agree that we're on the same path here, or same path with pitching. What are you doing stacks wise?
Yeah, I just said it's going to be Boston.
Oh yeah, you did.
Toronto, Seattle, those, and Washington. I'll root for you with the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's and you could say it's being a homer or whatever, but look, I mean, it's the Dodgers. It's not like it can ever really be that bad to play them. And playing some smaller buy-in stuff and going to the game myself, it just is. It's interesting enough for me, and I think that they still have them. Just basically every day, them and the Yankees, I would say, have probably the highest ceilings. Maybe you could throw Baltimore into that same conversation. And I'm just looking up your project. I'm just looking at the projections here. It looks like it's oddly. Did I hiccup? Yeah. It's actually. I'm surprised that the ownership of it's a little more spread out than I would have thought it would be from a hitting standpoint. So it does look like Washington, Boston, Seattle will be the most popular, but it's not like to an alarming amount outside of Washington. And I would just say personally, unless I was max entering, I would probably not get to 5-man Washington stacks, but I do think that a 3-man, a 4-man, a 4-4 or something like that, or any one-off, if you want to go that route, certainly makes a lot of sense today. But sorry if I'm a little bit frazzled. I've been my plans kind of all got mixed up right before this, so I'm just trying to organize my way to the game. As you know, Sheets, from having been out here for a while in your past, it sounds cool when you have your friends live in LA and all this. Getting around and picking up multiple groups of people and going to meet at a game before the game, it just gets to be a madness on a Friday night.
It's true.
It's a nightmare. Not to say that New York's. I'm sure New York is pretty similar, but it's pretty wild. What else? How's your golf lineups looking?
Well, they've suspended them, so I don't know. Yeah, I got a couple. I got one or two in the top 100 in the sand trap. That's cool. That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have. I'm trying to think of how I want to deal with this Eovaldi thing. I guess if I'm not playing the chalky bats, I mean, I could just play Toronto and not worry too much about ownership. I'm not playing any of the other pitchers. I don't know what I want to do actually.
Yeah, and honestly, like even with your projections here, like this. Oh, I'm looking at the FanDuel. I switched over to FanDuel by accident. I mean, honestly, like it's to have a 10-game slate where we don't have a guy 50% owned. I think is kind of wild. Like everybody seems to be very similar ownership wise with Cease, Sale, Rodon, Kirby. I don't think you're going to see a huge difference in the ownership between those guys, for what it's worth. So. And you and Goldie both seem to have that sort of the same way. It's really interesting to me that Rodon may end. I mean, Goldie's got Rodon as the most popular pitcher tonight. You have him like fourth or whatever, but if he really ends up as the most popular pitcher in this matchup, isn't that sort of like we're doing something wrong? Like, I don't know. I'm with you on the no Rodon tonight. Of course, he's gonna go out there and just go nuts. But now that we're saying it,
Yeah, I'm sure. But
but it is what it is. I also wanted to say that I do think the Angels are totally in play tonight, and they're going to be completely ignored. They'll be the 0% owned team, and I'm telling you, it's good hitting weather down here. You've got a young rookie on the mound. That's one of my rides thing, trying to figure out. And I think that it's a spot where I think that you could. They're also super cheap. So I don't know. I like the Angels as well as the Dodgers tonight, and I don't think that's just a bias because I'm going because the Angels. Neto's been on fire. Hoppy, Drury should be back in the lineup. Chanel or Calhoun. I just think they're a really good cheap stack that no one's going to play tonight, and I think that that's a good route to go. Also, for what it's worth, the last 3 Dodger games I went to, I'm pretty sure the road team has scored like 9 runs every time.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's just weird coincidence. I used to always only go when they only ever won, but now it's been going the other direction. All right, what else do we have here? I'm just double checking a few things. That's cool. Okay, and all right. Any questions? Any thoughts, guys? I know it's baseball. It's a little bit that time of the dog days of summer as far as somewhat of DFS, but like if you're like Sheets, this is like the busy time. You got to win the League of Legends thing every day. You've got golf going. You've got NASCAR. NASCAR's big during the summers.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff going on.
Watch the lineups, by the way, for Washington because what's his name has been day to day for a couple of games now. The
Abrams.
J. Abrams.
Yeah.
So watch for that. Looks like Buxton is out for Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that one listed as before, but that's 940. I'll be able to late swap that one out later.
Yeah. No Buxton. Who else what was another one? I actually sort of, I did want to go back on, again, if I wasn't playing the Dodgers, which I am tonight, I would have picked the Rockies as my favorite team. And I also probably would have had Hurts in any lineups that I wasn't playing the Rockies if I needed to. Anyway, I feel totally fine taking both angles of that game. But this guy, it's the first time he's pitching in Colorado. I thought he was going to end up actually being more popular than it looks like he's going to be. Hurts, but I think that's that Rocky stack is just getting way overlooked and way too low ownership based on all the projections that I'm looking at.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I'm gonna build a Saberson build for everybody here just to see what it looks like. And I wonder if I X'd out the Rodons from this one. I don't think I did, so I think I'll get these. And then just to see what I would get. Oh, see, I have Sale and Rodon X'd out. Okay, so we got to fix that.
Yeah, I'm curious though.
I would be you probably get them. I mean, Rodon's 86 freaking hundred. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
cheap and Sale has all that upside, but
I still think the Rodon is surprising. It's a tough matchup. Jesus. All right. Let's see about
I have to run this again because I think I clicked the Sale cease, let them back in after this ran, so I'm going to have to do it again. Oh, you're going with Kenny?
Actually, so my cousins are going, and then we're going to meet Kenny and his girlfriend. So we're all sort of trying to figure it out. We all went to the World Series back in 2020, Kenny and my cousins and I. So we'd like to do these little, I don't know what you want to call it.
Now your cousins, these are the ones with the sneaky golf picks too?
No, they're just awesome. The kids. No, one just graduated from UCLA.
Okay.
And the other one is a couple years older and runs a.
These are baseball fans.
Oh, they're huge sport. They're huge baseball fans, and they're hugely into all this stuff. They just don't like the DFS as much as they do like the pick'em stuff. They're really good with those though.
Oh, really?
Like those like daily pick sixes or whatever, all that stuff. They do really, really well. But yeah, they're great. They're basically like, I don't know, a combination of like little brothers, and one is sort of like I took care of him when he was like a little kid, the one who just graduated. So it's sort of like he's like an extra son to me. Oh, there's Kenny. Yeah, Kenny in the
That's
chat.
what I was saying. That's what
I didn't see it. I didn't see it when I didn't see it at all. Now, he was calling me a minute ago, so I didn't have to say why.
So what happened with the golf? It rained? Is that why they suspended?
I was so caught up on other things. I like forgot there was golf this week until we talked today, which I haven't had that happen in forever. And I'm kind of bummed that I did. But I don't know what stopped it. I'm sure Kenny would know.
Okay, so when I run these first, I'll be getting, not surprisingly, like a good amount of sale and actually not so much Rodon, only like 2% Rodon, which is interesting. Oh man, they really want me to play this Hurts character.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting if he's really going to be like 10% owned or it's going to be hard to be underweight on that, right? Like, just I like the Rocky side, but like the guy could strike out like 10 guys. It wouldn't surprise anybody. He could end up with the highest scoring player on the slate. He's
he just did it, right? I mean,
he just did it. Yeah, and it's a team that is pretty terrible, although they're worse against righties than lefties.
So we run the Sims here. Let's just take a look at it. Maybe I shouldn't be so stubborn. Maybe I shouldn't X those guys out. Let's see what I get from them organically. I would feel better if I got like 8% of them, but I'm not going to.
I like the idea of being overweight on that one.
No, I mean the underweight on the sale one.
Oh, the sale, yeah. Yeah, it's a weird. It's one of those weird slates where you really, because there are some interesting value potential options like the Hurts thing, but you just really don't need it. You're sort of just playing it, hoping that he is like one of the highest scoring players on the slate.
Right. Cleveland, I'm out with Cleveland. So when you run the Sims, you end up getting. It all depends on your settings, but I'd be getting Boston, Washington, Colorado. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But then top pitcher zone would be Cease, Rodon, Sale. What if I just? This is really not what I'm supposed to do. What if I just up the Eovaldi and just see what else I would get?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure a few things out here. Guys, pop in any questions or thoughts. Again, I know it's not, maybe the most exciting time of year to do that, but happy to answer or go through anything.
Kidding me.
All right. Have you paid any attention? I'm sure you haven't, but I'm sure you've paid a little bit to the World Series of Poker at all.
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Has the schedule gotten like completely out of hand? It's like every day there's like 9 events and there's a 1K, there's a 1500, there's a 150K by there's like so many crazy different numbers of events. It's just gotten like, I don't know. When I used to go there and live there for the summers and play everything, there were, you'd have the 2 events a day at the end was the most there ever was. At first there was 1, now there's like a million different options for everybody, which I guess is cool, but I think it takes away a little bit of the, I don't know. Maybe that's just an old school thinking on my part.
I'm not a big fan of the of the all those events after the main event.
Yeah, that's weird too to me. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. I never understood it. Although I guess I almost won one, so
did you?
Yeah, I came in third in one of those. I came in third twice at some big events, and that was one of them. Was the one right after the main. Rich B is asking, is it crazy to take shots on Grayson Rodriguez? I don't think it's crazy. It's not something I'm going to do. That I would do. Houston just doesn't strike out against righties, but Grayson Rodriguez has the upside to where he can probably overcome that. But I personally am not into it. Sheets, I'm guessing you don't have many Rodriguez.
I mean a little bit, but I mean nothing.
So now I'm looking at the golf. I guess Scheffler's just going to win again. Okay.
Nah, he's not.
He's only 3 shots back, and he hasn't finished his round yet.
Yeah.
They've got him at 24%. I guess it's a little higher.
What, 24% to win?
Yeah. But I would have thought it would be higher because usually if he's in the top, if he's like within 5 strokes, usually he's like 40%. They've made some really interesting points about why he struggled so much at Pinehurst because that it's like that course you specifically don't ever want to be shooting at the pins. Like, so they're like, well, the problem is he's just been shooting at pins too long. I'm like, that's a really weird thing to say about. Imagine, the problem is he just tries to hit it too close to the hole. Like, just like a strange thing to hear. Like, how are you supposed to adjust that exactly?
All right, so let's look at FanDuel and do that one. It's the wind, I think.
What's that? The wind is why they stopped?
I'm looking at it. It looks that way.
How could they have stopped because of the wind? Because it doesn't seem to be hurting anybody. Everybody's shooting 700 under.
I don't know. Maybe they're big. I don't know. Maybe they're big gusts or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't remember API being such a soft tournament, but I guess it is. I thought it was used like.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't remember it being like this. All right. Okay, I am probably going to get out of here. Kenny, if you're still watching, we're headed. I have to go meet up with those guys. They're going to pick me up, and then we're going to come to you.
Actually, you know what? I'm in. I actually in the lottery, I have actually one lineup in 25th place.
Wow.
With like 4 holes, with like 4 holes left too.
Wait, but you mean for the overall, not for today's showdown?
No, for overall.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Look, you always say you can't win a golf main slate, so I just assume you only talk about showdowns.
That's true. Good point.
All right. I'm just gonna make sure.
Let's see. Sale. Everybody wants me to play Sale.
All right. Yeah. I was surprised about the Sale. I mean, it's basically the same, but he and C's. I would have thought C's would have had by like far the highest K expected. I got to stop saying prop. But that's not the case. So I was a little surprised. See Sale ahead of him.
I'll play some freaking Sale on FanDuel. How about that?
Yeah, it's pretty. So just for Saber Sims, K expected whatever. Hertz is the 4th highest pitcher on there. It's wild. Cutter Crawford, who no one's going to play, is 6th too.
All right, I guess I'll get out of here too. You guys saw me build. I don't know what else I can do for you guys. But again, I if you're going to use the tools at your disposal, you really don't want to like X out guys like Sale and Rodon. But I'm playing some of them on FanDuel. I don't know.
I know you don't like to do it, but why don't you?
The weather stinks for pitching, and they have tough matchups. I don't know. I honestly would rather play Eovaldi than either of those guys. So
maybe you just if it was me, I would just put a cap on it. Say no more than 15, maybe no more than 10.
That's not a bad idea either.
Yeah.
All right, I'll figure it out. All right, I'm gonna go. I will see you throughout the weekend, guys. I mean, I'm doing an MMA lineup construction video either later tonight or first thing in the morning, and then there'll be some NASCAR going on. I'm in and out, but I'll get some stuff done.
Awesome, and I might pop in a little bit as well. Tomorrow I'll be sailing, but the next day I'm gonna try and see what I can do. All right, man. Have a good weekend. Good luck.